Hello and welcome to Remnant 2. Today we're going to be looking at the Corrupted Deceit and the Corrupted Rune Pistol. It's a twofer. So we're going to start with the Corrupted Deceit. And, I'm going to be straight up, I don't particularly like it. It's okay. There's a part of me that does kind of like it, but I way prefer the regular version. And then, we'll go over it. So, just like the regular version, this one is a fusion rifle, so you got to charge your shots to shoot them. So it charges, then it fires them off. Now it differs a little bit because instead of having two vertical stacks of bullets going out at the same time, this one does a 1-2 punch, just like this right here, just like that. Bang, 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 bang. All right, it's got about the same amount of shots. This one says 12 in the magazine as opposed to the 6, but really it's shooting out 2 at a time, so it's you get 6 shots. And just like the regular version, ammo is kind of a issue with it. It doesn't have a lot. You can eat through it pretty quickly. It does do a lot of damage, and it does have pinpoint accuracy. Now, something I don't like about it. So, you're not getting weak point hits with it. So your best bet is to shoot center mass. I've found, though, with this gun, because the shots are staggered, sometimes I get a little jittery. And if I'm moving while I'm shooting, I will miss one of my shots. And that really stinks because there's not a ton of ammo for it. So when you miss a shot, you're missing out on a lot of your extra damage. And it just sucks to lose ammo. On top of that, that's my fault. But I've also had this situation come up a fair amount where I hit the target with the first bullet. And then they kind of stagger and shuffle in between the rounds. And the second one misses because they got staggered from the first one, or they stopped moving or something. And so then the second one misses, and that's really frustrating. So I don't really like that part of it at all. That's frustrating. And I have the regular Deceit, and I think being able to shoot both of them off at the same time, it just kind of feels better. In addition, another small thing, because it's that pinpoint thing, the reticle is the little firing reticle, or 2 tiny little dots. It's much easier to see it on this one because there's 2 of them. Whereas the Corrupted Deceit only has 1 tiny one, and again, maybe just a me issue. I've been losing track of it a lot, and so I'm not 100% sure where I'm shooting. So if you're you can find yourself missing because you're just slightly off sometimes. It's just, I don't know. It's been messing me up. But the real difference between this and the regular version is the mod, right? So just like the regular one, in order to get weak point hits, you have to hit them with a mod first to corrupt them, and then you are going to be able to get those weak point hits. So what this one does is it is Windfall. Fires a ring of spinning blades which penetrate targets as it travels, up to 20 meters before returning to the weapon. While traveling, activating it again will cause it to spin in place for up to 3 seconds, and if you activate it once more, it will recall it. Enemies struck by Windfall obtain tainted blood for 3 seconds, causing all attacks from the Deceit to trigger as weak spot hits, right? So the thing is, okay, I kind of like it, again, but it's more frustrating than anything, and it just feels super kind of jank to use it effectively, because I think what you would want to do is you throw it out there, and you could just throw it out there and let it do a thing, and then just shoot guys whenever you can. But 3 seconds isn't very long for tainted blood, and so, it pierces them pretty much immediately. It comes out fast, so, it's hard to capitalize on it. So what you would want to do, at least the way I'm thinking anyways, you throw it out there, activate it again, and have it spin in place on top of the target you want to do damage to, and then they're constantly getting hit, taking damage, getting corrupted, so you can be constantly doing weak spot shots to them. But the reality is it's so fast, it's really difficult to get it to land where you want it to. Because you could also try and do it to hold off a choke point. Oh, these guys are going to come around this corner, let me throw out the blades, have them spin right there, and then the enemies have to walk into it. But they're so fast, I have a hard time getting it to stop where I want it to. It ricochets off the slightest thing, so next thing I know, it's vertical, it's bouncing back into me, which then leads me into my next thing, is that when it's spinning in place, it can hurt you. I've gotten myself killed multiple times just because it ricochets before I can stop it in place, and then it stops in place on top of me, which then kills me. So here it is. As soon as you hit the button, it sends it out too. There is no waiting period, grace period where you activate it and then throw it. No, it goes out right away. So it goes out like this, just like that, and then look at it go, and then it's off, and then it's back. We get it charged back up. All right, so we're gonna throw it out there, try and stop it on this thing. It didn't activate for some reason. Now it is. And see, that's a problem too. Sometimes I try and activate it and it doesn't go off, and then suddenly it's doing it way up there, and so it's, what was the point of that? It was kind of useless. So we'll try it again. Here we go. There it is. Now it's working. And now you can get some nice center mass shots. There we go. And see, that lasted for quite a while, it seemed like. Also, the noise this thing makes sometimes as it's like colliding is awful. It's just a lot of noise. But when it works, it's kind of nice, right? It feels kind of good when you get it to work. It's just really clunky. And then I've had times too where I am like aiming just a little too low, so it just like bounces off the ground or like random chairs and rocks, because I was using it in Mossum. I was in the palace and there's all kinds of shit lying around, and it hits one of those things and then just goes freaking off the wall. So I'm like, oh, I'll hit this dude right here. And then look at that. Like, what was that? Like, it just like blended up there and then shot up into the sky. Like, dude, come on, man. That's just no good. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't feel great. And then the last thing I really don't like about it is I can't do like my favorite combo, which, ignored my setup here, it's all over the place. Don't worry about what I'm trying to do. But I love to use the One True King sigil with the Feyrin and Phelan sigils on Deceit, because they just go together so well. You can activate your mod, throw it out there, get a bunch of weak spot hits, fully charge it up like really easily, and then throw it out again. You can't do it on this because the blades, while they're out there spinning, it counts as a mod being activated. So you can't get it to charge up until after the blade is back, which at that point you're no longer getting weak point hits. And so it's very frustrating, because I would love to be able to do that combo on it, but it does not work. Let's move on to happier things. The Rune Pistol. I like the Rune Pistol. I like the regular version. I like this one as well. Yeah, and so it operates pretty much the same way, right? The shots are not a burst fire. Regular Rune Pistol does burst fire. This one does like a fully automatic. So you just hold the fire and it goes like that. And it does decent damage. It's not like super killer damage. It's not super low damage. You know, I think it's decent. And as far as like just a side gun would go, I think it's a pretty good gun. It's done pretty well for me. It sounds awesome. It's got the cool flare of effects on it. Like, I think it's just pretty awesome. And then we go into the effect. This is where it really like differs, and that is Death Brand. So applies a Death Brand to all enemies within 37.5 meters, increasing incoming damage by 10%. And then enemies killed while bearing the Death Brand leave behind an echo, which lasts for 10 seconds before returning to the Nightmare Realm. Echoes are drawn to any survivor who walks within 3 meters, increasing weak spot damage dealt by 10% for 10 seconds. So rather than healing, you activate it, and now you've got all these little brand marks on people, and now they just take more damage. And then if they were to go down, you go pick up the thing, and you do more damage. But a nice thing about it too is you don't even have to use it with the pistol. You just swap it over, and then you can use whatever your other gun is. So something I was doing is I would have this, and it's affected by the resonance trait. So I have 10 points in resonance, which makes the aura very large. So I had this activated, and then I was using like a bow or a sniper rifle, and so I was getting that 10% damage bonus, swapping over to another gun and taking them off from a distance, and then I pick up the Death Brand, which increases my weak point hits. So then I'm trying to get more weak point hits with like a sniper or a bow, and I'm doing like a ton of damage. It's a little involved to like really make it work, but on a basic level of just activate the Death Brand and deal more damage, works pretty well. So I mean, I really like it. There's not really much more to say about it, I don't think. It works. I don't know. It does what it's supposed to. And I think in a like co-op setting, it would do like even more work, because then you're increasing all the damage of all your allies. So that's something to keep in mind. And that's also something to think about with the Corrupted Deceit, is that it could also axe your freaking friends, you know, and that would really suck. Can you imagine you're trying to do a spinning blade on an enemy and then you just drop it on top of your allies and they get shredded? It'd be awful, dude. Awful. But we're gonna run through the Guild Hall. I want to show you guys how it does. It's okay. I've been, I don't know, close to getting another thing. No, I'm not. I've got 3. I lied. Now, I think for the Deceit, as far as just standard gunplay goes, if I'm just shooting guys, it's not awful, because it does do good damage. It is accurate. So in that regard, I mean, it works, but you're not getting like the big kind of parts. Like, you're not getting the big effects, which is the mod usage to get the weak point hits and all that stuff. And these tight corridors can really jank up the blade usage, right? So we go in like this, bang. I mean, that's something you can do, because it is still affected by the God Splitter, so you could rely on that to get some, like, weak point hits going on, right? And it does do solid damage. I've got some crit stuff stacked up, so it is doing some solid damage there. And the pistol is awesome. It feels like it does good work. So, I mean, we'll keep it moving. As we go into this room, we'll probably activate the Death Rune. Maybe? Oh, hi, friend. Whoop. Whoa. Uh-oh. I'm fucking up. I'm in between the door. Let's activate this. No, thank you. There you go. Ugh. Sloppy gameplay. But you can see it does do some decent damage. And once you get that weak point thing on here, too, I mean, you can do some solid chunking hits with these, like, pistol. It's very rapid fire. I do notice the ammo sometimes being a little rough because you can seriously chew through the ammo if you're just, like, really laying it out there on the enemies. But at the same time, if you're a little careful about it, it's not so bad. No thank you. Owie. Alright, so maybe this will be a good spot for us to get, oh my god. If I could hit the guy, that'd be really nice. Here we go. Ooh. There we go. Nice. Alright. So we're gonna sort this other. Ooh, cubes, huh? That's a little scary. Owie. Oh, I'm way too early. The delay on those swings has just been brutal for me this morning. It's been awful. Yeah. I mean, if ideally I would have had that guy there, I would have used the mod on him, and then I could have just chunked them down, because that's what the Deceit should be really good at. It should be really good at wiping out single targets, but it's so hard to get it to work. That's a lot of dudes. Throw it out there, and then we get it spin in place. And see, that's where I would want it to do. It would just hold the line for me real quick, and then, like, kind of deal damage and let me get the weak point hits. Not a lot of dudes there, but, you know, it worked out. I mean, it does damage. It does do damage. Ooh, dude, roll. Oh, I messed up the clone. Oh, they're fighting each other? There's been some janky stuff happening with some of those. Oh, there he is, maybe? Where's he at? Is that him? Yeah, that's him. Alright, so ideally what's going to happen is I'm going to get him in a good spot where I can just drop a spinning blade on him and start dealing a lot of damage. It's just a matter of making that happen. So we're going to kind of wait for him to crawl up a little bit where he's on a level playing field. And then I can... Are they duking it out over there? Come on, dude. Keep coming. Come on. You can do it. Alright, here he is. So let's try and make this work, right? We're going to send it out there. God damn it. See, right there. He almost would have freaking killed me there. If it actually hit me, I probably would have died. See how frustrating that is? It was like, I should have been able to clearly hit him. Like, he's not in a difficult spot. Like, he's right freaking there, man. Please let it work. There it is. There's some damage. I mean, now it's doing some chunking, like, type of damage, right? That's good. Back away a little bit. And then we try and bring him down. Got the death brand on him, so he's taking, like, extra damage a little bit. Gonna finish him. There. But that's what I'm talking about, was, like, it's so hard to get it to work the right way, because it hits something, it bounces off due to the low to the ground. It's just really obnoxious. And I can't believe they are still around. Oh, man. And I'm completely out of ammo now, so of course there's that aspect, too. And the ammo of it just freaking sucks.
Great.
See, that one. How did my other second shot miss? See? So freaking irritating. Dislike this gun. Such a shame, because I like the gun regular form. I guess I don't have to like every gun. It just... Oh, fuck me. Come on. Brother. Drop it. Run. Yep, we're gonna get back up. Alright. There's an elite dude, I think. Now if I can get shot... Oh, look at that. I tried to get it to spin in place close up there, but no, of course. It, like, ricocheted off the ground and then ended up somewhere else. And there's some other crazy noises going on. Isn't that awesome? Jeez. At least a Rune Pistol is consistent and solid. I like that. We're going to do it as a God Splitter, right? Dodge back. Slice. 700. 670 on one of the hits. I mean, if I can get that to work consistently, then, I mean, that part's good. But I I have to dodge backwards and hit them with a melee attack to make them corrupted. Super irritating. And at that point, why wouldn't I just use a regular Deceit? It's not doing anything better or different enough for me to want to use it rather than regular Deceit. Whereas that, I mean, look how well that does. They're marked. I've got extra weak point damage. 397 on a 1 round out of a 25 shot magazine, right? And the buff applies to any of my weapons. So, like, if I want, you know, I could go into, like, other ones. And I could use that to enhance a God Splitter, too. Like, I go in close, I hit them with the melee attacks. They're always doing weak spot damage as long as they're charged. So all those Death Brands things are enhancing those. So that's pretty cool, right? I need to stop. I just need to stop the video. I was going to fight a boss, too, but it's just not going to be fun. It's not going to be good. I don't even want to do it. So I hope this was educational or something for you guys. Rune Pistol, solid choice. Go with a Rune Pistol if you would like. I think it's a good second option for the regular Rune Pistol. Deceit one needs some love somehow. I don't know if the blade just needs to track better, slow, do something different with it. I don't know. Oh, here, let's... Ow, shit. Let's give it one more try right here on this dude. Let's see what happens here. So we're going to go up. Drain, Regenerator, and Empathy. Oh, my God. All right. Fuck, dude. Shit, Jesus, where did you come from, bro? Oh, no. Stop it. Get me out. Get me out. Stop. Jesus. Fucking stop this fucking... I see you over there, owie. Okay, where did he go? And I'm really low on ammo again. Whoop-de-doo. Oh, shit. Not what I was expecting, honestly. Oh, Jesus. I've never seen them talk. What the fuck is that? And you could argue, like, well, Pseudo, you should know better. Don't go throwing the blade into a tiny hallway. Of course it's not going to hit the guy. But, like... Bro, I can't even, like, aim it at a dude and have it, like, do what it's supposed to. It's so frustrating. Roll out of that. Boom. And, like, the thing is, it could do solid damage. Like, look at that. Like, that's solid damage. But, of course, it's so hard to make it happen. Of course, it's got to reload. And then we throw it out. There. Okay, it didn't. I couldn't get it to stop like I wanted it to. Oh, Lord, get up. What's all that noise? I mean, did you see? It does good damage. But, frick, man. That was so much more painful than it had to be. Part of it's me. But still. God dang, dude. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.